Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. We, unfortunately, are at the end of the weekend. It's over. It's dead. It's gone. But hey, that means the birth of a new week has just begun, right? We got some box office news for you. You get to find out who came in number one out of all the amazing movies that came out this past weekend. And we also have an update on everybody's favorite green ogre. No, not that one. I'm talking about Shrek. Shrek 5 also has some news. That's right, everybody, because this is the morning movies, movie mornings news update with Hopefully Awesome. So I hope you're ready to get caught up in all the fun things that happened over the weekend. Grab you a cup of coffee, sit back, relax. And also, I watched a movie we'll probably talk about tonight when Maggie and I are playing Sonic Adventure. Streaming tonight on youtube.com/hopefullyawesome. We watched a movie called The Substance. My God. I'm still just... I don't even know what to say. It is maybe the most insane movie I've ever seen in my life. And maybe I haven't seen enough movies, you know? But that, it was a lot. It was a lot. I'll leave it at that. But if you've seen The Substance, no spoilers, just leave me a comment and just say, I know what you mean. My God. Anyway, let's move past that and let's get into the weekend box office report. So, Den of Thieves 2 steals box office crown with $15 million. Robbie Williams' biopic Better Man tanks with $1 million debut. What's funny is I have no idea what Den of Thieves 2 is. That's why I laughed. Nothing against Den of Thieves 2. It's probably a good movie, I guess. It came in number one. But that's why I laugh, because I have just no idea what this is. Of course, this comes from Variety, written by Rebecca Rubin in the house. Lionsgate heist thriller Den of Thieves 2 Pantera, that's the subtitle, stole the box office crown, debuting at number one with $15.5 million from 3,008 North American theaters. The sequel to the 2018 Den of Thieves opened up on the higher end of expectations and landed about even with its predecessor at $15.2 million launch. The first film also opened in January and powered to $80 million globally by the end of its theatrical run. The second installment needs an even better display of staying power because it carries a $40 million budget. Moviegoers liked the film more than critics. Den of Thieves 2 earned a B+ grade on CinemaScore and a 58% average on review aggregation site Rotten Tomatoes. Gerard Butler stars as Big Nick, a gritty Los Angeles police officer on the hunt in Europe to track down ex-Marine turned robber Donnie, who is plotting a massive diamond heist. These movies are made for audiences, not critics, says David A. Gross, who runs the movie consulting firm Franchise Entertainment Research. Gerard Butler is an established action star, and the kind of good guys versus bad guys material plays well around the world. Foreign business should be solid. I seriously have never heard of these movies. I've never heard of this. What was this even called? I don't even remember. Den of Thieves. Den of Thieves. When did that even come out? Though Lionsgate usually mitigates risk by selling foreign rights to its theatrical titles, the company hopes Den of Thieves 2 signals a rebound in big screen fortunes. In 2024, the studio suffered an unprecedented losing streak of 7 consecutive flops as moviegoers reject offerings like the Borderlands video game adaptation, the Crow reboot, Halle Berry's thriller Never Let Go, and others. Lionsgate 2025 slate looks stronger with commercial options such as John Wick spinoff Ballerina, Saw 11, and the Michael Jackson biopic Michael on the calendar. Yeah, I heard Borderlands sucked. I heard The Crow wasn't that good. And I wanted to watch Never Let Go, and I didn't. So, there you go. Maybe Lionsgate is doing terrible. I don't know. Another newcomer, Paramount's musical biopic Better Man, in which a CGI monkey portrays the British singer Robbie Williams, hit all the worst notes with a paltry $1 million from 1,291 venues, albeit a smaller screen count than the average nationwide release. The film, directed by The Greatest Showman's Michael Gracie, captures the rise of the best-selling local artist through the lens of a chimp because, as Williams put it, he always felt less evolved than other people. Wow, that's why. That's why. That's why he's a chimp. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, at least with the Lego, Pharrell Williams, Piece by Piece, is that what it's called? Brick by Rick? I don't even know. Like, at least that, like, there's like a style to it, you know? But like, just a CGI monkey. Wow. Just, wow. Even across the pond where Williams is more well known than he is in the States, Better Man faltered with 1.9 million to start and 4.7 million to date. Those ticket sales aren't a good sign for commercial prospects, although Better Man has been well reviewed. Better Man was produced independently for roughly $110 million. Oh my god. And acquired by Paramount for $25 million. Musical biopics have been on the upswing with films about Amy Winehouse, Bob Dylan, Elvis Presley, Whitney Houston, and Bob Dylan. Wait, in theaters in just the past 3 years, but some, Back to Black was another misfire, are destined to sing off-key at the box office. Oh, Rebecca. Robbie Williams, played by a digitally animated chimpanzee, is an outlandish choice for anyone complaining that the industry plays it too safe. This is your movie, says Gross. The risk-taking is excellent, but $110 million is not realistic for the genre and for the musical artist. $25 to $30 million would have made more sense. Better Man opened in 14th place. Sorry. My God. Way behind specialty releases that were playing in far fewer locations. A24's The Brutalist, a historical epic that clocks in 3 hours and 30 minutes, including an intermission, for example, earned an impressive $1.38 million from just 68 screens. Last weekend, The Brutalist won Golden Globes for Best Drama, Best Director for Brady Corbett, and Best Actor for Adrian Brody. Let's see here. It expands to wider audiences on January 24th. Another awards hopeful director, Gia Coppola's The Last Showgirl, opened slightly ahead of The Brutalist in 10th place with $1.53 million from 870 venues. Overall, this weekend was predictably quiet for moviegoing, though it may have been softer than anticipated as devastating wildfires continue to ravage through parts of Los Angeles, one of the biggest theatrical markets in the country. Revenues are down 28% from the same frame in 2024 when Paramount's Mean Girls musical and Amazon's MGM's action thriller The Beekeeper. Oh, wow, yeah, I forgot about The Beekeeper.
The Beekeeper.
Open in theaters, according to ComScore. Attendance is expected to pick up in February with the release of Marvel's Captain America: Brave New World and Paddington in Peru. Captain America and Paddington look to set off a chain reaction of impressive returns for theaters that will start pushing the year-over-year grosses well ahead of 2024. Elsewhere on domestic box office charts, Disney's Mufasa: The Lion King placed second with $13.5 million from 3,620 venues in its fourth weekend of release. After a rocky start, the $200 million budget Lion King prequel has rebounded nicely, with $189 million domestically and $540 million worldwide to date. Fellow Christmas release Paramount's Sonic the Hedgehog 3 took the number 3 spot with $11 million from 3,500 theaters. The threequel about a blue anthropomorphic speedster has crossed the $200 million mark domestically, with $204.5 million so far and $384.8 million globally. I actually saw this on Blue Sky. I think it was think it was Culture Crave posted this, but there's only been 2 video game adaptations that have crossed $200 million domestic. The first one is, of course, Super Mario Brothers, and the second is Sonic 3. So are we seeing a pattern? Could more video game movies be on the way? I mean, also, don't forget, Borderlands freaking bombed horribly, so we'll see. We'll see what's happening. Nosferatu, a Dracula remake from director Robert Eggers, dropped to 4th place, scaring up $6.8 million from 3,000 theaters in its 3rd weekend of release. Disney's Moana 2 rounded out the top 5 with $6.5 million from 3,000 theaters in the 7th weekend, boosting its tally to $434 million in North America and $989.8 million worldwide. The animated sequel, which was developed for streaming before pivoting to cinemas, will imminently swim past the $1 billion mark. Wow. So that goes to show, I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a lot of bad lessons learned from Moana 2's success. Like, I enjoyed Moana 2, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. But I've heard there's a few things that could have made it, could make Disney learn some of the wrong things. For example, the main studio, the main animation studio wasn't the ones animating it. I believe it was the Canadian studio, and they did it during the strike, the animation strike, I believe. I could be wrong. Double check that. Let me know in the comments if I'm full of crap. But I believe that's what I've heard. And then, of course, taking a project that was set for streaming and putting it into theaters instead. Not to be whatever, but like, there are some movies and shows that are made for streaming that definitely are not up to the quality of being put in theaters. Not that Moana 2 was one of those. I think Moana 2 deserved to be in theaters. But you think about, like, what if Bob Iger was like, hey, what about that new Goosebumps show? What if we put that in theaters? Shortened it down to an hour and a half. I mean, I don't know if that would be the same success. So are we gonna like just swing the opposite way now? Like back in 2019, 2020, like it was like all streaming all the time. They were like, we're putting all of our money into streaming. This is the future. We don't need to sell movies anymore. It's all streaming, baby, all the time. Just get that sweet. There it is. That's the one I was looking for. Sweet money, And now it's like, now they're removing things from streaming and putting them back in theaters. So, I don't know. It's just interesting. It'll be interesting to see where that goes. But speaking of things being pushed and figuring out where they go, let's just pretend that actually worked as a segue. Shrek 5 pushed to December 2026. Minions 3 moves up to July 2026. This comes from Variety. Angelique Jackson wrote, Shrek and the Minions will both be on the big screen in 2026. Universal Pictures announced Friday that the highly anticipated animated movies are swapping their theatrical release dates, with DreamWorks Animation's Shrek 5 pushing back from July 1st, 2026 to Wednesday, December 23rd, while Illumination's Minions 3 moves into that summer 2026 window from its planned June 30th, 2027 date. Wow, so they're moving in Minions 3 up a year to fill that hole. Boink. Universal has also shifted the release of an untitled Illumination event film from March 19th, 2027 to the June date. Okay, so a little bit of shuffling here. Which one of these do we think is Mario? You think that March 19th, 27, now June 30th, 2027, that could be Mario. I mean, that'd be 3 years. If they start working on it pretty quickly. All the assets are still made. I bet they could. I bet they could make that. While December 2026 might seem far, far away, Shrek 5 arrives in the time for the franchise's 25th anniversary and marks the grand return of the original Shrek stars Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, and Cameron Diaz to voice Shrek, Donkey, and Fiona, respectively. Beginning with 2001 Shrek, which won the first Oscar for Best Animated Feature. The 4 Shrek films have earned... Yeah, we all know what Shrek is. Shrek 5 will be directed by franchise veterans Walt Dorn, who worked on the second and third film as writer and artist, and Conrad Vernon, who directed Shrek 2 and Madagascar 2, and is the voice of the Gingerbread Man, aka Gingy. Not the gumdrop buttons. That was terrible. Let me try it again.
Not the gumdrop buttons.
Sorry. Returning to produce are Gina Shea, who produced Shrek Forever After, as well as the Trolls movies, and Illumination's founder and CEO and Academy Award. Yeah, okay, come on. Meanwhile, Minions 3 follows the blockbuster success of Despicable Me 4, which opened to $230 million worldwide. More than 10 years since the highlighter yellow critters and their supervillain boss Gru debuted, the Despicable Me and Minions movies have grossed nearly $5 billion at the box office. Minions 3 is written by Brian Lynch, who wrote Minions and The Secret Life of Pets films, and will be directed by Academy Award nominee Pierre Coffin, the director of the first 3 Despicable Me films and the first Minions. Coffin has also provided the voice for the Minions since their film debut in 2010. The film will be produced by Meladandry and Bill Ryan, who is the executive producer of the Super Mario Brothers movie. So, there you have it. Shrek 5. What do we even want from a Shrek 5? You know? I mean, do we want Lord Farquaad? You gotta be careful. Because, it's the morning show. I don't want to get that explicit tag put on us. I don't know. I'm just gonna say it. Shrek 3 was awful. And Shrek 4 was even worse than that. Shrek 2 was fine. It was good. It was fine good. And Shrek 1 was good. Like, nothing against it. And at the time, hey, it was great, I guess. But I don't know, man. Like, it's a meme. And like, that's great, And 25th anniversary, you're gonna get all these kids that, grew up, they were 4 watching the first Shrek. Now they're gonna be taking their kids, right? And like that, sure, I get it. But like, what do we even want from a Shrek 5? I mean, I feel like they need to just not negate everything. Like, I don't think, you just Halloween it and just say, oh yeah, this is a Shrek 2, Shrek 2 didn't happen. This is the new Shrek 2. I don't think you do that. I guess, what do we think? I guess you could grow up the ogres, the kids. Like, you can make all of them be like teenagers. Sounds, oh man, that's what they're gonna do, isn't it? It's gonna be like that one episode of Rocko's Modern Life where like it cut to the future, not the new one, but the one back in the day. And like Filbert's kids were grown up, and there was like one of them was heifer, but he had the glasses, Filbert's glasses. Like, that's what it's gonna be, isn't it? It's just gonna be that, but it's gonna be the Shrek babies. What do we even think like teenage Shrek babies would look like? I mean, surely they're not gonna try and like, like make, surely it's just, they're still just gonna be ogres, surely to God. I don't know, man. Maybe, okay, here we go. Here's the plot for Shrek 5. I know nothing. Shrek and Fiona and the ogre babies, right? The ogre babies are now adults. We're going to see the opposite. One of them wants to become human. And goes and, like, I mean, I know we've already kind of done that story, like, several times. But, like, maybe they have to rescue. Like, it's basically Shrek. It's just the first Shrek, but told again. But it's like a different kid. And like they flip it a little bit. Kind of like a Scream. Like a Scream 5. You know, like how it's basically Scream, but there's enough of a difference where it's like, oh no, they're doing it like this because it's not, you know. I guess like if the first Shrek and like really the first 4 Shreks were supposed to be like plays on the, you know, princess movies overall, then perhaps this could kind of tap into modern princess movies, you know, like Frozen. Like maybe that's going to be a part of it. Like what has Pixar been doing? Maybe they're going to critique that, you know. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with this movie. I'm curious now. I'm like, you know, are they going to be thoughtful or are they just going to phone it in? You know, like, are they just going to do just a standard sequel because they can and don't have to put much money in it? Or are they going to try and do what they did with the first Shrek, but do it now? And that I would actually be very interested in seeing. I think that could be really cool. But let me know what you think. I'm curious. Everybody, that's it. That's it. There wasn't much over the weekend. But I will be back again tomorrow with more of your Movie Mornings news updates. Of course, tomorrow's Tuesday, so we'll be talking about all the new releases coming out this week, as well as all the things you need to check out over the week. You know, we're going to be talking about new releases and streaming schedule, and of course, any news that comes out. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Everybody, happy Monday. Hope your day goes by quickly if you're going to work. And I hope that that everything is not stupid. There you go. Hope it goes great. But that's going to wrap it up for me. Thanks for watching, everybody. And as always, have a hopefully awesome day. Goodbye.